Reading Phillies coming off of a 4-game series sweep of the Portland Sea Dogs, capped off by a great outing featuring right-hander David Buchanan. David, 7 scoreless innings, 9 strikeouts, a single-game career high. What was that like out there?
Man, I'd say I was kind of blacked out. I came in between innings, and Bob would come up to me, ask me certain questions and about certain pitches, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to tell him what happened. I was just, Valle calls a great game, and so I go out there and I trust him to call a good pitch, and I just throw it where he wants it. And he's a smart guy. He knows a lot of these hitters. He recognizes swings, and I try to do so myself. But he's got a lot of knowledge behind the plate. So when I go out there, whatever finger he puts down, that's what I throw. But it felt good to get the first one out of the way. Fortunately, I was successful. I was able to throw strikes, keep my defense on their toes. I had a lot of great plays made behind me, had some run support, and you put all that together, it makes a pretty easy outing.
What was your emotional tone like throughout that day, getting prepared for your first regular season AA start?
I was definitely antsy. I mean, the night before, I couldn't even go to sleep. I was just waiting to get to the ballpark the next day. And as a starter, you don't have to show up until a couple hours before game time. So I'm sitting at the house, just watching videos on YouTube, just trying to kill time because I can't wait to get to the field and get that first start out of the way. So but once I got here, again, I had to settle down and kind of get my thoughts together. I did my pregame routine, got my stretch, and me and Bob and the catchers went over the lineup. And I came in here and got loose, and I was getting more and more nervous as it went on. But then, once you toe the rubber, in that first inning, it kind of all goes away, and you get into game mode. And then once that it was no looking back.
You calm by nature, your general disposition?
If you ask anybody else that question, they'd say absolutely not. I'm a hyper guy. I like to have a good time. I like to, lighten the mood in the dugout and stuff like that. So sometimes I gotta, kind of get tugged on the reins a little bit, calm down. But I think, especially being in the Phillies organization, we have a lot of good coordinators and a lot of good coaches here that, really teach you how to play the game and how to go about it the right way. So, when I come out here, they really teach you how to approach the game and how to do it, how to do it right. So I've learned a lot about going out there and kind of, keeping even kill, not getting too high, not getting too low, regardless of the circumstance, and just kind of stay, even kill the whole game. So that kind of helps to have that knowledge around you.
You're a 7th-round pick of the Philadelphia Phillies back in June 2010, so not even yet 3 full seasons into your professional career. Here you are at the AA level with the Reading Phillies. What were your expectations coming into 2012 about what team's roster you might have ended up on?
I try not to get too caught up in that because when you do, you start worrying about the wrong things. You start worrying about what coaches are thinking, what the scouts are thinking, what all these cross-checkers are thinking. So I just try to go out there, and throw strikes. I talked to Gorm, the head coordinator for the Phillies, pitching-wise, and, we talked about where I might be. He said there's a possibility I could have been AA the next season, but, I might have started in high A. But I talked to I was fortunate to stay with Dominic Brown before the season, and he's obviously he climbed the ladder very quick as well. So, I was asking him some advice, and he was just telling me, he goes, no matter what level you're at, you got to treat that as your big league level. And I kind of, took a step back and took that in, took it as it was. And I thought about it, and it made a lot of sense. So I realized wherever I was at, I still got those strikes. I still got to get outs. It doesn't matter if I'm in rookie ball or if I'm in AAA. It's the same game. So in spring training, I was really trying to work on things and just trying to continue to compete and, give my team a chance to win. And, I was blessed enough to come here at AA. God's given me the chance to come out here and prove myself, and He's given me opportunity, so I'm just trying to make the best of it.
How would you assess where your game's at this point, your greatest strengths, some areas that you're still focusing on?
I think I'm getting better at locating my pitches. There's definitely a lot of things I need to work on. I'm really trying to get my slider more consistent. And I'm trying not to overthink things. I'll come in and they'll ask me questions, and then because I like to ask questions as well, because I'm always trying to learn. Because you always got people around you that know more than you do, and even if they know more than you do, they might know something different than you do. So I'm always trying to ask people different questions, get different opinions, stuff like that. So I think one thing I'm really trying to work on is not overthink things and make things too complicated. I mean, the first thing Bob told me in spring training when we started working together, he's like, "Look, my biggest thing of advice is keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid." And I was like, okay. I was kind of confused, but I realized, it's a simple game, man. You throw the ball, hit the ball, catch the ball, And so I try to keep it simple and, do the things I know how to do and just, go about it the right way.
What probably wasn't simple back in 2009, seemed like you had a pretty big decision to make, whether or not to continue on with college at Georgia State or take up the New York Mets on their offer when they selected you in the first-year player draft. How did you go about coming to your ultimate decision in that one, foregoing a pro career at that point, waiting until the next year?
Well, it was definitely a big family moment. My family is really inclusive in my career, and they like to give their input, not in an overbearing way, but they just like just out of love. So that they like to give their opinions of what they think I should do, and they ask me what I think I should do. So we went back and forth talking about it. A lot of prayer. A lot of sitting there and pondering on it. So I just kept praying, and the Lord led me to go back to school, and fortunately, it worked out. I went there, and me and my sister got a lot of bonding time because she went to the same school. I ended up learning a lot at Georgia State, and now I got picked up by the Phillies. And nothing against the Mets, that they're a great ball club, but I'm extremely happy and extremely blessed to be in an organization like this. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better place to play.
Well, so far, pretty darn good for right-hander David Buchanan. An unofficial win versus the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs last Tuesday, but then a real win against the Portland Sea Dogs. Congrats on a great start. Continued success.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
More coverage of the R-Phils all season long right here on RTV.